Things are looking pretty amazing in the world of AI these days. If it isn't AMECA and their recent update which lets you edit the entire identity of the robot in seconds, it's the guys in China and their Walker S2, a robot that is able to work 24/7 because it is even able to charge itself. Then there is Leju Robotics and their factory, which is working overtime to release tons of its robots that are powered by Tencent. These and many others show why the robotics industry is constantly evolving. How do we keep up? Well, join us as we take a look at some of the most amazing things that are taking place in the world of AI and robotics today. AMECA's recent ROS system update. Let's start off with this recent update from the guys at Engineered Arts. Self-described as the leading designer and manufacturer of humanoid entertainment robots, the Cornwall-based manufacturer of humanoid robots that was founded by Will Jackson just gave AMECA, one of their more popular humanoid robots, its much-needed brain boost. Many of us may remember AMECA as the ultra-expressive humanoid robots that once gave many that unsettling feeling you get from horror movies with weird android robots. Well, the guys at Engineering Arts figured that they might as well make it useful to those that it's creeping out. With that in mind, they built a new system known as ROS. Short for Robot Operating System, this new system turns AMECA into a digital employee of sorts. Not only can you give it a role to play in your life or your organization, you can also program it to have any personality that you'd like. You can teach it a language, and you can even help it develop the knowledge it needs to carry out one specific job. The limits seem endless at this point when it comes to ROS. What's great about this is that this update can be put into place with just the use of the browser. There is no coding needed at all. Isn't that great? Recently, Will Jackson was on hand to take part in a demo that was used to showcase how simple it is to implement the update. All he did in the demo was log into the Tridium account, then gain access into the ROS interface so that you can customize anything that you would like to customize. It is truly an amazing update when you gain access to it. All you have to do is take a look at it for yourself. Once you do so, you may find that there is something quite interesting about the interface. When you take a look at it, you'd find that the interface has 5 tabs: Identity, Languages, Personality, Knowledge, and Abilities. When you take a closer look at it, you'd find that each of these tabs gives shape to the way the humanoid acts and interacts. As such, you can find that these amends are fast and simple. No longer would you need to get a developer to implement your upgrade. Now all you need to do is drag, drop, and deploy. With any luck, we can have this impressive robot in our homes, schools, hospitals, and banks. UBTECH Walker S2. Then there is what is going on in China. A look over there showed us that UBTECH has released their latest robot, a robot known as the Walker S2. Turns out that the most interesting thing about our robot here is that it is the first humanoid robot that is capable of changing its own batteries by itself. Pretty amazing, right? This is no over-exaggeration, by the way. A look at Walker S2 shows us that without the help of any humans, the robot is able to walk over to a station so that it can remove the drain pack from its chest, dock it, pull out a fresh one, then install it so that it can get on with its day. This neat process takes about 3 minutes to complete and is so reliable that it has been tested in live environments. In view of this, it makes sense that companies such as NEO and BYD have factories that are already busy making sure that they are running these robots during actual production hours. Well, this is due to the dual module battery systems that power the humanoid robot. This means that there is a primary battery that works normally and a failover battery that kicks in should the primary battery fail to function for whatever reason. This system is so reliable that there is no need for a reboot or memory loss. The robot is so capable of taking care of itself that it doesn't always need to change its batteries. That is because it is capable of calculating if it needs to change its batteries or if it just needs to plug in. The only determining factor seems to be how urgent it is and what sort of task it is taking on at that point in time. This system of battery management is known as dynamic energy management. Thanks to this system, our robot can work all day long without needing a break. Interestingly enough, UBTECH is able to do this on a large scale because they did not opt for a custom, locked-in battery system. Apparently, they built a standardized battery system. That way, tons of their robots could use the same battery system, thereby making them more compatible with each other than most types of robots that we have out there today. This is amazing because this also allows them to scale operations seamlessly. Taking this to another level, UBTECH also makes use of this cloud-based platform that they refer to as BrainET. This platform works as a sort of orchestration system that allows several robots to work together as though they are working with one mind. This system works out as though there is a superbrain in the cloud that imprints its thought onto the subbrain carried by each robot connected to the system. You may find that the big brain seems to handle all the planning matters or the issues that concern big-picture issues, while the subbrain takes care of all the real-time movements. Looking deeper into the hood, you'd find that the big brain is backed up by some fantastic artificial intelligence infrastructure. This allows the big brain to use a huge multimodal reasoning model that is trained on real-world manufacturing data. It also makes use of retrieval-augmented generation, which helps it to stay aware of the context of things, while also allowing it to update its plans dynamically. To make things better, the robots themselves come with transformer-based control, semantic slamform mapping, and navigation, as well as agile manipulation, which allows it to make all the adjustments it needs to make to its grip and motion-based weight and shape of an object. Truth be told, the S2 is simply amazing. We cannot wait until we have it in our homes and other popular places in our society. Leju Robotics. As great as the Walker S2 is, it actually turns out that UBTECH are not the only China-based company that are trying to boost the level of their own humanoid robots. Apparently, Leju Robotics, another robot based in China, also has something to show us. Already, we have seen some of their robots in the past. Who else has taken a look at the Alps or the Quavo in the past? As impressive as those robots were, Leju figured they could improve on what they have by making their robots smaller. That is why they were pleased to introduce us to XX2. Built to do all of the light and heavy work in your factory, this minuscule robot shows why Leju has been backed by Tencent, the multinational technology conglomerate and holding company headquartered in Shenzhen, China, Shenzhen Capital, since it was established back in 2016, and Shenzhen Capital, a state-owned venture capital company that is also based in Shenzhen, among others. Things look so good right now. So much so that Leju and their tiny robots are considered to be something of a potential unicorn. Maybe that is why they were part of the Tencent and Microsoft accelerators. The interesting part about what Leju is trying to do with their robots is their dual-track strategy. This means that they aren't just focused on research and development. This means that they are also working on building a complete industrial service ecosystem that includes 7 regional centers, multiple research and development hubs. It even includes a couple of major manufacturing bases all over China. This means that if they have their way, these robots would be used across a whole host of industries, such as education, medicine, and home care scenarios. If Leju had their way, they would be able to make even more progress. Looking at all the robots in place, it's clear that the robotics industry is doing all they can to take things to the next level. Only time will tell as to when we will have robots in every corner of our society. Exciting times for the future of AI and robotics.